You're watching Speed Sport live from Legends of Havasu, presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Today we are live from Lake Havasu, Arizona, where over the next 3 days, this picturesque desert paradise will host a cornucopia of outdoor racing and lifestyle events that will boggle the mind. Hi, everybody. I'm Ralph Shaheen, alongside my good buddy Ken Stout here in beautiful Arizona on a gorgeous afternoon. And Ken, what a weekend of racing and lifestyle events we have coming.
No question. We're right in the middle of Vendor Village. This is a gorgeous spot. The first thing we have to focus on is the weather, right? I mean, it's like 84 degrees out here, a nice cool breeze. We're by the lake, mountain backdrop.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen you do a broadcast in board shorts.
Yeah, exactly right. That's why the desk is here.
That's right.
But what a great place, great opportunity to come out here and have some fun at the end of the season.
It's going to be incredible. And as we said, the folks here at American Outdoor Events have brought a little bit of everything for everybody that's here, and boy, are they going to deliver it. It is Lake Havasu, so you know there's going to be some boat racing. Tim Seibold's F1 powered boats are here, Ken. Over the next 3 days, all three classes will be running.
Yeah, the tri-holes are here, but of course the F1s is what everybody loves to watch. These boats right here, they can make a 180-degree turn at 100 miles per hour, pulling some 6-7 Gs. They are absolute rocket ships.
And then over at the Crazy Horse Campground, some of the bravest athletes on earth have been rounded up for the season finale of the IPRA bull riding season. Action coming your way tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. here in Havasu.
You say brave athletes, are you referring to the clowns? Because
yeah, right.
Those guys are crazy brave.
And of course, last but not least, the season finale for Ultra 4 USA competitors in a wide variety of classes, 4900 UTV Everyman Challenge, and the 4400s 35-mile course, Ken, out throughout the hills here and over in the desert. It's going to be amazing.
Brutal terrain for sure. Well over 100 entries. It's their championship that's up for grabs. There's a lot of entries in here that typically do not run during the season. Why? Because they want to qualify for King of the Hammers. If you want to run King of the Hammers next year, you have to be at this event to qualify. So it's really going to play a huge role in how championships are decided, and they are up for grabs.
And that's right at the beginning of 2024 in January, right? So as soon as we get done, we get through Christmas, time to go racing again. So this will be a very, very important weekend for the guys in Ultra 4 competition.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we have a bunch of them parked right in front of our stage as well. So some beautiful vehicles for sure. And as you walk through Vendor Village, you'll see a lot of aftermarket parts and pieces, and these are some of the vehicles they go on.
Yeah, and this Vendor Village area is just packed full of all the different lifestyle event stuff that there is to see and do. And our Erica Allreed had an opportunity to explore a little bit of the Vendor Village.
Vendor Village is the heartbeat of Legends of Havasu, with over 60 vendors, food trucks, a jumbotron to watch the races, and much more. This is definitely a spot you're going to want to check out this weekend. This is also where we're going to host our Stereos and Shine contest, cornhole tournaments, Halloween parties, and much more. And tonight during our kickoff party, we're able to get up close and personal with the drivers and their vehicles. So a lot of excitement and fun to be had here at Vendor Village here this weekend.
We're going to have a lot more from Erica all weekend long. So, Ken, I got to ask you here in Vendor Village, what was the first thing you did? Was it event T-shirt, corn dog, or funnel cake?
Chubby guy here, so I went with the corn dog and then the funnel cake.
And then the T-shirt.
An extra
Triple
large
X?
T-shirt. Yeah.
Yeah,
know me too well.
There's a lot of great food. There's a lot of great music coming, too. The boys from Back in Black and AC/DC Tribute Band are going to be playing right here on this stage. You're going to move our disc out, and they're going to come in here and start howling some Shoot to Thrill. And
they were warming up earlier, and
Darren's
was
awesome,
wailing,
isn't he?
man. I mean, he can get it done.
Darren can rock it out. Yeah, he's fantastic. You're going to love seeing Back in Black. And then Flo Rida and Brett Michaels, Dee Snyder, all playing over the course of the weekend. So it's going to be a lot of fun here this weekend. But the key for the racing is the big Ultra 4 class.
Yeah, the championships are up for grab, the final event for 2023, and nobody knows this series any better than our very own Miles and Jim.
Well, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty in getting through to Miles and Jim, but as you said, those two guys call all the Ultra 4 races throughout the course of the year. They know that series better than everybody, and there's a lot to know.
Inside and out. There's a lot of classes. The points themselves are very complex in how they're added up and distributed. So these guys are all on top of it. They'll be very busy, as you talked about, this weekend here to try and crown those championships and keep up with all that. And from what we understand, I think we have the technical issues figured out. So once again, let's get it back down to Miles and Jim.
Thanks, guys. I'm Miles Haswis alongside Mr. Jim Marsden, and this is Ultra 4 USA. A lot of stuff going on this weekend. It's going to be a great show to watch. We have a lot of classes going on. We'll start off with the 4900 UTV class, Jim.
Yeah, absolutely. So good to be here in Lake Havasu. The weather is fantastic. It's going to be a great weekend of racing. Now, 4900s, we've got 3 separate classes inside 4900s. We've got the stocks, we've got the pro mods, and we've got the open classes. Talk to me about stock.
So stock class, a 33-inch tire. It has to look like a UTV, so it's kind of a driver's class. It's going to be really fun to watch. Lots of heavy hitters in there. And then we also have the pro modified class.
Yeah, now the Pro Mod class, this is absolutely fantastic. We're racing superstars like Paul Wolf racing in there, up to 1,000cc, a 35-inch tire, and they also have to have full plastics.
And then we have the open class. Dream it, build it, come race it. Up to 2,000 cc's. It's a great one to watch. A lot of fun going on there. So Josh Smith is going to be looking good for that class. And then also we have the Everyman Challenge. What's that? We got 3 classes racing there. We have the 4,600 Spider Track stock class, the 4,500 Yukon Gear and Axle class, and the 4,800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. So let's start with the 4,600 stock class, Jim.
Now the 4600s, this is the stock class, so up to a 35-inch DOT tire. Now that means it has to be a road legal tire. That's all they can use. Then we're looking for a box chassis construction and factory mounted suspension points. Then we move over into the 4500 modifieds.
And that's a fun one to watch. You can have 2 shocks per corner, the same 37-inch, you move up to a 37-inch DOT tire, and mechanical steering. Dwayne Garrettson, Cody St. Clair. It's going to be a really fun one to watch then, but Jesse Oliver's in the mix as well.
Yeah, he is indeed. But then, of course, we've got the 4800 Legends class. Now, the Legends class, again, it's a 37-inch DOT tire, but you can have up to 1 shock per corner, and you can running either front or rear engines and unlimited horsepower. Hydro steering, this is often the class to watch and the fast guys in the EMC.
So both of those races we just talked about, the UTV and the EMC, will be racing all 3 races at the same time, scored separately. This race will be on adjusted time. It's going to be a really fun one to see how it all shakes out. It's going to be a great race to watch. That's for absolute sure, Jim.
It is, but let's talk about the course miles. Now, the course out there, 37 brutal miles.
And it's a lot of desert, a lot of rock. So you're going to be doing over 100 miles an hour, and they have to slow down, go through these tight technical sections. A 2-wheel drive truck cannot make it through this course. No way around it. I mean, it's going to be a fun one. They got a couple waterfalls going to be dropping down. People are going to turn over, and this is a no-chase race, so it's going to be exciting to see how this plays out.
It is indeed, but before the racing starts itself, we're going to have the prologue, and it's going to be all about that starting position. It's going to be oh so important here. I can't wait for the racing to start.
It's going to be a fun one to watch. So that the dust is going to be thick. It's going to be fun to watch. But, man, what a great show. Jim, it's going to be fun.
Can't wait to get started. We'll see you very soon. Let's get this action running.
Well, as we said, there's a lot to know when it comes to Ultra 4, and as they proved, those two know just about everything.
Yeah, and who would ever guess that Jim's actually from Alabama?
Right? I mean, it's shocking, but he's from the very eastern edge of Alabama.
L.A., Lower Alabama.
Yeah.
We love those guys, but you're right. They are extremely knowledgeable, as you can tell there by that piece right there, ripped right off the top of their head. So it'll be fun to watch him develop all the action this weekend.
Part of the racing they're going to be calling is 4900 Pro Mod, and in there is where you'll find Jake Versey, who's standing by with our Pam Hall.
I am here with Jake Versey. Jake Versey, you're out here racing in Lake Havasu City at our finals, and you've been playing around down here. You've raced down here with another series.
Yep.
What do you think about the race course that JT put together for you?
The race course is pretty dang technical. I brought 2 cars out. I broke one going right out down the waterfall. And, you know, I'm no spring chicken to riding in the rock. So the course is extremely technical. It's going to be eating cars up. That 36 miles, you're going to be stoked to be done when you're done.
So on the race course, what do you think is the most challenging part since you went out there and you pre-ran today?
Yeah, I mean, attrition is going to be the most challenging part. There's definitely technical sections. I mean, there's a few spots where there's a crest right, and if you don't immediately crest right, you're tumbling down, you know, a 40-foot draw. It's going to be definitely a driver's race. It's going to be so much fun. Everyone's going to have to be on their A game. Anyone who gets to the podium absolutely is going to earn it.
So pre-running the race course, that was probably definitely key, and there's a lot of drivers still out there doing it. So pre-running it will be probably what the game changer will be for our drivers.
I would say so, yeah. If there was ever one that you didn't want to miss pre-running, this would be it.
Well, good luck out there this weekend, and hopefully see you up on top of the box.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks for having everyone out.
And how about that little one right there? Love the dog.
Lucky charm.
Dogs and racetracks, perfect combination, right?
It is pretty cool, and you see a lot of the racers come out here with their families, of course, and the dogs. So it's always great to watch them.
Yeah, we got a
interact
great
with each
group
other,
gathering in front of our stage here and seeing a lot of our four-pod friends out there. Hey, we're coming right back for more Speed Sport live from Legends of Havasu.
I watched my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy, let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime.
Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
Speed Sport has been America's motorsports authority since 1934. Get news, results, and commentary from the most connected experts in the business, covering all forms of motorsports from flat track to NASCAR and everything in between. Bookmark speedsport.com on your mobile device now, or follow Speed Sport on social, and be sure to subscribe to the Speed Sport Daily. Speed Sport is your one-stop shop for all things racing on two wheels and four. You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great off-road racing from America and around the globe. Woo-hoo-hoo! From Ultra 4 to rallies.
These guys are fighting for the lead.
It seems very aggressive.
Short course to desert race.
Great move there. He is so fast.
Whether on two wheels or four, Speed Sport 1 has the off-road action you crave.
Look at that move. Jumps to the inside.
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network. And we are back here with Speed Sport live from Legends of Havasu, presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Some of the beautiful scenes around here in Lake Havasu, Ken, just incredible.
Absolutely. As we take a look at some of that scenery, of course, there's a look at Vendor Village. Our good buddy Alan Johnson sitting right alongside of us. Great to see you. We were busy last weekend at Mid-America Outdoors. You're a very instrumental person inside of that complex, and welcome to Havasu. I'm sure you're having a good time.
Thank you. Yes, just having an absolute blast. We get asked all the time, why is it American outdoor events and not off-road? You guys are looking at it. Havasu is beautiful. There's a crowd of people here. It's very family-oriented, and the racing is going to be fantastic this weekend.
This was a massive undertaking that, I don't want to say came on late, but it came on late because it was partway through the season when everybody at AOE decided, hey, let's go to Havasu and have Legends of Havasu at the end of the year. And what you folks have put together here is incredible. I can't imagine how many hours were spent trying to organize it all.
Man, there's a fantastic team here of hardworking people, not just at AOE that set all this up and do it, but the city has been fantastic, Bureau of Land Management, the local host hotels. It's just really been a pleasure to work with Lake Havasu City. But yeah, we've got a heck of a team. They love what they do. They love entertaining. They love hosting people. And, well, this is pretty much a big party.
Well, I always love going to a new event, which this is. And then when you get there, you go, man, that one really is working. And that is, you can see it already here. It's working. So can Ken and I go ahead and pencil in for our 24 calendar that Legends of Havasu is probably going to become a regular stop?
Absolutely. When we were designing signage, we designed it for multi-year use, very much on purpose. But again, this is also a great way to just exhale at the end of the season. There's so much celebration, so much hard work that goes into a racing season. So to be able to have fun and great weather and a great race course and the music and then all the American side-by-side takeover activities, this truly becomes kind of that last exhale of summer and of the year that lets everyone just be grateful for what they had going on and then just celebrate together.
You know, you have an intimate relationship with the president, Jason Robinette, of course, his wife, Gail, the rest of their family, which works so hard. But I look back to March of this year alone and where we started and then where we're at now. I don't know in my 25-year history in this industry that I've seen more growth in one company than what I've seen at AOE.
You know, it's interesting. I've heard the phrase
the truth resonates. And there's a lot of truth to the purity of what the vision is, which is to focus on drivers, focus on families, make them friendly events, do things the right way, and people will come. And that's where a lot of that growth has come from. People have felt welcomed. They have felt a part of the organization. And that's part of the vision of not just making cool race events, but creating family events where people can come outdoors and spend time together and have memories, not just a ticket stub of an event they went to.
I did an interview with Jason back at Crandon on Labor Day weekend for the big event there. And we were doing the interview and talking, and I said, you know, Jason, I said, when I think about what you do, I said, you're in the smile business. That's your product. You produce and manufacture smiles. And you see it everywhere, people walking around. It comes from the racing that they're watching, the interaction with the teams and the drivers. We have everybody sitting around, vehicles all over the place. Drivers are here interacting with the fans. The vendor village, there's just so much going on that puts a smile on everybody's face, the competitors and the fans.
Well, and that type of genuine leadership is contagious because then it's caught by everyone else on the team. And to be a part of something bigger, it's just fantastic. We love it. But Gayla and Jason both are truly focused on that smile business.
Okay, so I got one quick question for you before we go here. We're at the end of 2023. What can you tell us about anything that's coming in 2024 that we should know about?
Well, I can definitely tell you to be at PRI on December 7th. Because there's really not much else I can say about that, but there will be a fantastic reveal there on that Thursday at PRI. And then next year is just focused on continuing to refine the process, make the events bigger, easier for everyone, and just more fun. It's about growth, and it's about taking care of people.
Fantastic. We'll see you at the Performance Racing Industry Show then in December, and we'll be back here in Havasu, it sounds like, 2024. Keep your room.
Thanks, buddy.
Got it, buddy. We'll be good for that. All right, we're going to come right back here to Legends of Havasu. Speed Sport live from Legends of Havasu, all presented by Toyota. Let's go places. More after these words. Thanks, man.
Day. Welcome to the team.
Who wants to race?
I like this team.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
Looking for a quick fix of motorsports news? The Speed Sport Daily is what you need. It's a free racing newsletter delivered directly to your email every day. We'll cover the winners and the losers and tell you who's making news off the track. It's NASCAR, NHRA,
that's
World of Outlaw, IndyCar, and so much more. Go to speedsport.com today and get signed up for America's free racing newsletter and get your daily motorsports fix. The Speed Sport Daily.
Welcome back to Speed Sport live from Legends of Havasu, all presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Welcome back to Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Ralph Shaheen and Ken Stout with you on a beautiful afternoon here. And it's time now for our What's the Buzz segment, brought to you by Buzz Bicycles, featuring their affordable line of e-bikes. And they are a lot of fun to ride. And joining us to help us with the What's the Buzz is our buddy Tim Siebold, who's in charge of F1 power boats.
That is that's not an e-bike that we're listening to.
No.
By the way.
That's the kind of bicycle I want to ride right there.
Yes, exactly. All right, Tim. So everybody's looking forward to seeing the F1 power boats run in your three different classes. You got Formula Lights, Tri-Hulls, and of course the F1 boats. What's it looking like for Sunday?
It's looking good. You know, we've got a beautiful forecast for Friday, Saturday. So we're going to kick off tomorrow with some testing and test and tune. some two-seater rides, which you need to come out for.
I'm all in, baby.
And then Saturday, we'll get going bright and early. 12 o'clock opening ceremonies, and we'll be racing all through the day. And it's going to be over at the Nautical, right at Windsor, Thompson Bay. And then Sunday, we'll come back. Now, Sunday, there might be a little curveball in there because the wind's supposed to kick up. So everybody that has all this setup that they've done for smooth water, Sunday, it's going to be complete opposite.
Oh, boy. So you have raced literally all around the world, you and your family, in F1 power boats. Rivers, lakes, oceans, you name it, you guys have raced on it. What do you like about the course here at Lake Havasu that would make for a great event if Mother Nature plays along with the wind?
Well, the first thing that you're going to see about the racing that we do in the support classes along with Formula One is the fact that it's all right in front of you. So you will see all of the action right up close and personal. And that's the biggest attraction. It's side-by-side racing. What's different about powerboat racing than all the other forms of motorsports is the fact that you can't follow another boat right behind because of the rooster tail. And then, so you can't draft. You can't, get right next to them. Now, side-by-side, that's all good. The other thing that's different about powerboat racing is the track changes every lap. So that hole that you had in turn 1, 3 laps later is going to be in turn 4. So it's constantly changing, and you have to adapt. The guys that are really good can adapt. The guys that can't will get past at the end.
As I was reading the rules to the game here, I was pleasantly surprised to see that they start off with the engines off. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
They have to start the engine and then take off.
So it's a what they call a modified Le Mans start. So they're sitting in the boats, drop the flag, the first 10 take off, drop a second flag, the second 10 take off, just so that we don't have so many boats in the first corner at one time. But yeah, it's amazing, the starts. I mean, that's one of the most exciting parts of the Formula One boats. You're going to see speeds out there of 120 miles an hour, roughly, depending on your setup. Some guys go big props for more top speed. Some guys go for acceleration. So, a propeller is your tire compound and your suspension all built into one thing. And they're hand done, so it's kind of like a black art that you're fixing these things, and no two are the same.
Yeah.
As Ralph talked about, you spent a lot of time inside of one of these things. Can you explain what it feels like to turn left 180 degrees at 100 miles an hour inside of one of these boats?
Let's start with the straightaway first. Because when you go down a straightaway, it's not like your car on the interstate. It doesn't track straight. So it's almost like you're in a helicopter because it kind of moves around. And you have to let it move around, because if you're trying to correct every single thing the boat does, you're going slow. So you need to let the boat do what it likes to do.
Pardon the pun, but you got to let it float.
You got to let it just kind of oscillate a little bit, and you got to kind of let it go where it wants to go. But then in the corners, you're constantly trimming the boat. So you're trimming it up, you're trimming it down, and when you come to the corner, you trim it down to wet the wet surface, you slam it in the corner, and then you're immediately on the up when you're a quarter way through the corner. And all this while, if the water's decent, you don't even get off the gas.
Hey, one quick question. I know he wants us to wrap things up here, but championship weekend for you guys as well. Rinker ahead of Love, and Love the reigning champion from 2022. And in F-Lights, that championship battle, the points battle, is very, very tight. Are we going to see it swap here this weekend?
So we've got 3 championships up for grab that is going to be decided this weekend. I think there's 4 Formula One boats that can win. And here's the kicker. So we got cousins, Terry Rinker and Chris Rinker, and they've run into each other twice this year. So who knows what's going to happen.
It's the only time anybody's going to say trim around you and I all weekend long, right? Well, time now. That was our What's the Buzz? Go to buzzbicycles.com to enter the promo code SpeedSport100 for $100 off any cart value of $500 or more.
Go to buzzbicycles.com to enter the promo code SpeedSport100 for $100 off any cart value of $500 or more.
It's orientation day. Welcome to the team.
Who wants to race?
I like this team.
Be part of something greater. Toyota, let's go places.
Looking for a quick fix of motorsports news? The Speed Sport Daily is what you need. It's a free racing newsletter delivered directly to your email every day. We'll cover the winners and the losers and tell you who's making news off the track. It's NASCAR, NHRA, World of Outlaw, IndyCar, and so much more. Go to speedsport.com today and get signed up for America's free racing newsletter and get your daily motorsports fix. The Speed Sport Daily.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. You're watching Speed Sport live from Legends of Havasu, presented by Toyota. Let's go places. And we are having a great time here in Lake Havasu City, Arizona on a beautiful fall afternoon. Sun is starting to set to the west. It's going to be a gorgeous sunset over there, Ken.
Yeah, it was a gorgeous sunrise this morning as I was making my way over here after an 18-hour trip from Tennessee. But it's just a beautiful area, and Bob's sitting next to us from the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame, and are you throwing the green flag here this weekend for the Ultra 4?
You know, I haven't asked that, but that's a good time to start. Hey, JT, wherever you are, put a big rod in my hand and I can wave that flag.
The legendary voice of Bob Bowers, of course. Bob and I have called a lot of off-road races together.
Yeah.
Way back when, and he still talks to me. It's amazing. But so you've done everything there is to do in off-road racing. You've called races, as we talked about. You've raced. You've been a co-driver. You've been a driver. You've done you've laid courses out. I mean, you've done it all. What was the most fun? I'm sure probably something to do with the driving part of it. And what was the most challenging? And that might have been the driving part too.
Most fun was looking back on it all. Because I could say something not a lot of guys get to say. Ralph, you have sitting next to you a guy who has lost the Baja 1000 24 times. Who does that? I got 7 wins. So
I was going to say, there's a but there, and that's a pretty big but, 7 wins in the greatest race of all.
Well, and it's very gratifying, you know. And I got so excited at that question, I forgot your second question.
Well, what was the most challenging? And maybe it was the racing part of it, but I mean, again, the announcing and the course layout and all the different things you've done in the sport.
There's two primary challenges that I know I've dealt with over the years. One was not having to do with racing in the race car. It had to do with educating management why we should spend this money. And I was amazingly unsuccessful. but that's what gave birth to the BFG pit program that everybody uses so much. Is we didn't have the money to be big, so we had to act big.
Yeah.
The other thing was gratifying, I think, was not gratifying, but challenging. Soloing the Baja 1000 with my friend Mike Randall from Mesa, Arizona. We got stuck 9 times. We broke the front axle 3 miles off the start. And so now you got this big heavy front end that's pushing into everything dirty. And we got stuck 9 times. There was a race car that pulled us out 3 times. They had 3 different driving crews. They had no idea we were a pestering bunch of folks trying to get our car out of the silt.
Baja is such a unique event. There's nothing else like it in the world. There's a beauty to it when you're in the truck or the buggy or the motorcycle, whatever you're running in, that unless you've experienced it from inside the cockpit, you can't really comprehend what it was or what it is. What is it for you that you found so beautiful about that?
You cannot hide from yourself in the cockpit of a race car. you're getting a report card.
That's very true.
Like it or not, it's coming. And I had enough miles where I learned a ton about Bob. I mean, frankly, it's really helped me understand a lot about life. It's given me patience. It's given me anger. It's given me sores on my backside.
It shaped you in a lot of ways, didn't it?
Yeah, I did. It really did. And unfortunately, there was no plan. If there was a plan, I could have made something of this deal.
Yeah. And now here we are with Ultra 4, and this weekend, it's a little bit of everything that happens in off-road racing. All the different forms kind of combined together. And I think what Ultra 4 is doing is such a unique concept, and it's spectacular for the fans, because the one problem, of course, with Baja is it's 1,000 miles, and there they go, and I might not see them until they get to La Paz.
Well, I think that's one of the things that American Outdoor Events has really clicked on getting right. Is that, when we race Baja, 1,000 miles, we're really racing for ourselves.
Yeah.
We're the only ones that really care, except for those that aren't there. Here, in this kind of racing, whether it's the boats or whether it's all that kind of stuff, people can see it. It's going to be 50 to 100 feet away, and they can feel it go by.
Yeah.
So that's where I think AOE has got the right idea, and I'm absolutely excited about what we're going to see over this next 48 hours, because it's going to be rambunctious. I'm sure of that.
You've been involved in this sport for so many years, and as you watch the growth of the sport, and certainly with Ultra 4, we take a look at the entries here this weekend. They exploded. I want to say, I said in excess of 100. I actually think it's in excess of 150.
50, yeah. You know what that says to Bob? Look at the industry. Look at the jobs this has created. Look at all the positives that have rolled out from all of us being irresponsible, having a good time. I love it.
Well, Bob, the one thing that you find from anybody that's involved with off-road racing or racing in general is passion.
Yes.
And you had a lot of great success, and you've done a lot of amazing things in this sport, and we thank you for all of that. But the one thing, as your buddy, that I want to thank you for is your passion for it, because that is what got you in that right there, my friend. The Hall of Fame is because of your passion. Congratulations,
Thank you, Ralph.
Bob.
Thank
You're
you.
very deserving of that.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. We talked about this race course and how challenging it is. Jim was telling you it's 37 miles long. Our buddy Miles Hasselquist went out, helped laid out the course, and gave us a real good look at it.
Hey everybody, it's Miles Hasquith. We're here at the Raceline Start-Finish here at Lake Havasu for Legends of Havasu. JT Taylor built an amazing course out here. It's going to be so much fun to see. There's a little bit of everything out here. We got desert. It's going to be an amazing thing to see. So we're going to take this Buzz bicycle and check out the track. So come on, let's buzz around.
Sorry.
So there's a lot of everything out here, but there's a lot of high speed, over 100-mile-an-hour sections, just like here behind me. And on the other side, it's everywhere. But then you have to slow down and do some tight technical. But don't take my word for it. Here's my onboard. And there's also rocks out here. So lots of go fast out here. And then you get right to these tight canyons with some pretty good little rock trails in them. It has a little bit of everything to show you, and this is going to be a one to watch. The attrition's going to be high. Lots of tires, lots of carnage. It's going to be a good one. So here we are just past race mile number 9. This is the Brannock Falls. It's an awesome little waterfall out back. It's the hardest obstacle we have. It's a down obstacle. It's very steep, about 10 foot or so. A lot of big, loose boulders at the bottom. So when you come down, the rear end gets super light and it wants to pogo you over. So it really is going to be a driver spot. Recovery will be here. A camera will be here, so don't miss any of the action. And there's a quick preview of what all this has to show you at Legends of Havasu. It's an amazing track. This is the last half mile. It's a whooped out high-speed ridge right down to the start-finish line there at the race line. And it's going to be one heck of a show. And if you like what you saw and you want to take your own buzz around the track, go to buzzbicycles.com. Use promo code SPEEDSPORT100 to save $100.
And Miles proving that you can go all 37 miles around our Ultra 4 course on a Buzz bicycle. Fantastic. I'm just glad we didn't have video of him trying to go down the waterfall on the buzz
No,
bike.
that was
might
not
have been
going to end well.
That might
Yeah,
have been
that terrain
interesting.
out there is absolutely brutal. I was actually kind of paying attention to that in my early morning drive out here this morning, and man, just thinking about these guys actually pushing their vehicles and racing on that terrain is mind-boggling.
The high-speed sections are incredible, but I love standing by the waterfalls and stuff and watch them go up and down. It's just amazing. So Pam Hall is going to be all over the course watching the racing. She's also going to be talking to a lot of the drivers like Chad Hunt.
I am here with Chad Hunt. Chad Hunt races in our 4,400 Unlimited class. You're running 4th in points, and we're out here in Lake Havasu City, Arizona for the first time ever. What do you think about that race course?
It's super brutal. It's a good long course. It's got every aspect. It's got rocks. It's got desert. It's hard. It's tight. It's going to be a brutal course.
That's exactly what everybody is saying about it. So being out here on a new race course, it's going to be an amazing weekend out here, but let's talk about something different here. You are up for the Zandy Willems Sportsman Award, and you were talking earlier about how you were unsure about that because you didn't know you were even nominated. So give us a little rundown of your thoughts.
Like I said, it was just, Casey Gilbert sent me a text saying, hey, check this out. And I'm like, what's this for? And he's just like, you're nominated for Sportsman of the Year. And I was like, just thrown back by it. I was not expecting that. I haven't been overly trying to do anything like that. I just being myself, trying to help everybody out, trying to make sure we're all at the races, we're all having a good time, and I want to go out there and race the best guy. And if he's having car problems, I want to try to help him so I can beat him honestly and not just because he couldn't get his car fixed. So I'm always there. The crew all come by, food, beer after the races. We hang out, we talk about the race. It's just a really good time. So I'm honored to be nominated.
Well, and that's the whole point of the Zandy Willems Sportsman Award, because Zandy was the one of the many people actually in our sport that will go out and help anybody in the pits. So to be nominated for our 2nd year, that is an awesome feeling, I'm sure.
Oh, it's a great feeling. It definitely teared me up a little bit when I first found out. The other crew, Levi and Eric and Lynch, are great, amazing guys. They're always there too. And they're big names. I mean, they've been in the industry. They've won national champions. They've won King of the Hammers. They've done it all. So to be nominated with them means a lot.
Well, Chad Hunt, we'll let you get back to contingency, but good luck out there this weekend.
Thank you.
That is quite the honor, and he's very deserving of that, Chad Hunt. Contingency is well underway. The trucks are loading up here. The Gomez Brothers machines just rolled on through some of the big names competing here at Legends of Havasu.
It's orientation day. Welcome to the team.
Who wants to race?
I like this team.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
The high-speed excitement of American short track racing, rough and tumble two-wheeled action, the raw power of Australian supercars, or the finesse of German touring cars. Speed Sport 1 has it all. Die-hard fan or casual viewer, you've come to the right spot to scratch that motorsports itch. Get ready to experience the rush of live, exclusive, American, and international racing on Speed Sport 1, the motorsports network.
The Speed Sport Insider is your insider hot pass to exclusive motorsports coverage that you won't find anywhere else. Each week, you'll have insider access to features, columns, and photographs from award-winning professionals covering NASCAR, IndyCar, dirt track racing, off-road, and more. It's your insider ticket to behind-the-scenes coverage, insight, and analysis. Become an insider for $5 a month or get a free trial and cancel at any time. Go to speedsport.com to become a Speed Sport Insider today.
Welcome back to Speed Sport, live from here at Legends of Havasu, all presented by our friends at Toyota. Let's go places. Welcome back, Ralph Shaheen, Ken Stout, and our buddy over here, Tyler Kejak, who is here for the big rodeo going on this weekend. And you're the one guy who looks very different than him and I. And that explains immediately which
tall,
one's the cowboy,
He's
right?
Tall.
Yeah.
Got the Wrangler on for sure.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the rodeo.
You know, so it's not just a rodeo, it's the Bull Tour World Finale. So it's the best 32 bull riders in the industry. It's the International Professional Rodeo Association, so it covers all the United States and Canada. And with that, you know, we've got the very elite bulls too. And something that's really exciting is they call him the most dangerous bull on planet Earth, the Pickle Fork. And we've got him here. He's being housed right now, waiting for tomorrow night. So pretty exciting stuff, not just your typical rodeo. It's our finale.
Get him on Pickle Fork.
You want me to, am I your Pickle Fork? There you go.
I want to see a picture of you on Pickle Fork.
No question. So has anybody ridden him? Has anybody scored points on him?
Nope. So he's unridden right now. He's never been rode. But with the roster of talent that we have this weekend, I think that it could happen. I think that it could happen here in Lake Havasu. And what a better place, a stage, than the World Tour finale with the awesome backdrop of the mountains and the lake.
Now, when you say nobody's ridden, that means nobody's gone the full 8 seconds,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
A lot of guys have tried.
A lot
nobody's
of guys
made
have
it.
tried. A lot of broken bones. A lot of trips to the hospital. I mean, he's the real deal.
Okay, so, you know, obviously in racing, there's a ladder system of how you can go about getting all the way up to the big category of cars and trucks. Lots of opportunities for kids to get started. How does a kid go, you know, someday I want to ride Pickle Fork and develop the skill set to do that?
You know, I think that it all starts out with like the sheep ride and the mutton busting at the rodeos. But from a little kid looking forward to seeing Pickle Fork can be, I mean, obviously a scary thing. I mean, there's grown guys that wake up with night terrors of this bull. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say that's the bull that makes people crave it. That's more of the bull that makes it entertaining for the fans to watch.
So how do you know how does the decision come down if Ken or I are the ones that get chosen to try Pickle Fork?
So it's all a random system at a normal tour event, okay? So let's say all the bull riders' names are on a chip in this hat and all the bulls are in chips in this hat. We pull one rider out, one bull out. Now that's a matchup. Now what's different about the Bull Tour World Finale here is in the championship round, after all 32 have got on their first bull, the top 8 come back, and we're going to make it a pick your poison. So the high-seeded guy gets to pick out of that group of bulls, which is, there's going to be some strategy involved. It's not just luck of the draw now. Now it's, can I ride this bull and be enough points? You know, so there's going to be some strategy involved. It's going to be a different format.
So somebody that's leading in points might want to take a bull that they know they can ride again. Somebody that's behind might want to take Pickle Fork
Bingo.
and try to put a big points
That's
board,
right.
up on the board.
That's right.
There.
So and I think it's going to be interesting to see the different mindsets of the competitors coming in, the guys that have the confidence to say, you know what, I think that I'm a bull rider and I can ride Pickle Fork. And then I think you're going to see the more conservative guys. And I'm not saying that it's not going to work, but, you know, pick a bull that they know that they can ride. Maybe can't be as many points, but they're going to take the safe bet. You know, I think that that's an interesting part of this format too.
You know, I was watching rodeo the other day. I am certainly very intrigued by it. I mean, the athletes are unbelievable, right? As are the bulls, unbelievably strong. But I noticed a couple of things. The bull stumbled one time, and it was, I want to say it was a re-ride. I forget the technical terminology.
No, you're right.
And then I saw something else too where the rider had his hand up and was moving around, but he just slapped the bull a little bit, and boom, that ride was no good.
That's right. So if in the re-ride scenario, you know, if the bull doesn't give you a fair chance, meaning, you know, he comes out and he crashes into the fence, something that was uncontrollable by rider, if the judge deems that, hey, that wasn't a fair go, you're gonna get a re-ride. And then that's also, it's a random list of bulls that we set the pens for the re-ride, you know, option, because it's not fair. I mean, if it cost somebody a world title here because the sand was a little deep or the bull took a bad step, you know, that makes it sure tough. So
Pickle Fork. I'm having nightmares already just thinking about it, right? Can you imagine knowing that tomorrow you've got to ride Pickle Fork? Well, Tyler, thank you for coming by.
You bet.
Best of luck to you and all
Nice
the
to
great
meet you.
athletes you got over there. We look forward to it. Big bull riding weekend here as well in Havasu. We're going to have a lot more for you from Lake Havasu after this.
Speedsport has been America's motorsports authority since 1934. Get news, results, and commentary from the most connected experts in the business, covering all forms of motorsports from flat track to NASCAR and everything in between. Bookmark speedsport.com on your mobile device now, or follow Speedsport on social, and be sure to subscribe to the Speedsport Daily. Speedsport is your one-stop shop for all things racing on 2 wheels and 4.
I watched my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy, let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime.
workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great off-road racing from America and around the globe. Woo-hoo-hoo! From Ultra 4 to rally.
These guys are fighting for the lead.
It seems very aggressive.
Short course to desert race.
Great move there. He is so fast.
Whether on 2 wheels or 4, Speed Sport 1 has the off-road action you crave.
Look at that move. Jumps to the inside.
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network. Lake Havasu, Arizona is where we are. Speed Sport live from Legends of Havasu, presented by Toyota. Let's go places. We are back here on our set in the Vendor Village area. When we're done here, shortly after we're done, they're going to get our set out of here, Ken. And the guys from Back in Black AC/DC Tribute Band are going to be playing right here on our stage. Darren and the boys, he sounded fantastic earlier, didn't he?
He sounded fantastic. They were warming up here a little bit, just testing out the equipment, and I'm telling you, if I had my eyes shut, I thought it was a real deal, man.
Yeah,
sure.
And they're going to have a documentary that's out right now about their band. It's called My Stupid Tribute Band. Can't wait to watch it. So it's out on all the different streaming services.
Are you going to intro them tonight?
Huh?
Are you going to intro them tonight? I mean, you did that at Crandon.
I would.
Chris.
If they asked me, I would in a heartbeat. Absolutely. Yeah, I did Kiss at Crandon. I can do Back in Black Hair. So sitting next to us is our buddy Chris Emery from what's the name of your company?
The Racer Safety Source.
The Race Safety Course. That's right.
Source.
That's what I said. The Racer Safety Source. Chris Emery with us. And Chris's company supplies everything you need safety-wise for all the different racers, not just in off-road, but you can do everything.
Yeah, sports car, circle track, off-road, gentleman drivers.
Yeah, and Ken and I are both huge believers in the safety side of motorsports, and don't shortcut yourself when it comes to the safety of what you do with your gear. And there's a lot to that, isn't there?
There really is. People look at safety gear and they look at the price, first of all. They're like, I can't afford a carbon fiber helmet. I don't need a carbon fiber helmet. But what they don't understand is there's benefits to every item out there. I'm not going to tell you that you need a $5,000 helmet for going out and, for a time trial or track day, but ask the right questions to make sure that you're in something that's going to be comfortable and enjoyable. You want the helmet to fit right. You want your equipment to fit right. So that way you're not hurting yourself or getting tired or fatigued out on track and shorting your time out on track, whether it's off-road, on-road.
What's the newest thing that's out in the market for the off-road community?
It's kind of hard for the off-road community. What's new out there, a lot of stuff is probably just advancing a little bit more. Stuff's getting a little bit more lightweight, a little bit more durable. Off-roaders are starting to understand a little bit more about the breathability of suits and understanding that you pay for quality. There's a lot of people that come out and will say, hey, why do I need to buy this? I could put this on my vehicle. Well, what good's your vehicle going to do if you're not in it because you skimped on something?
So let me ask you a question, because I think a lot of people will go to you to buy safety gear. They know they need it. But what type of advice can you give them on how to actually use it, if you will? For example, if they buy a helmet from you, how tight does it need to be? Or if they get a head and neck restraint device, how tight or loose does that need to be? Maybe the belt system in conjunction with the head and neck restraint device, a 2-inch shoulder belt that lays inside of the channel. Is that stuff that you help advise them on based on what they're doing?
Oh, absolutely. My biggest thing is educating the consumer on what they're getting, by letting them know that you want your helmet to fit comfortably snug, because as you wear it, it's going to break in from the oils and the sweat in your head. The foam's going to kind of form around your head. Same thing with gloves and shoes. Those items stretch as you wear them. With the Hans device or the hybrid or any FHR device, it's making sure that's going to fit comfortably around you. A lot of the Hans devices or FHR devices go by small, medium, large sizes just to fit the wide variety of humans. So by making sure that it's not going to be too tight around your neck, making sure that you have the right belts, making sure that it's going to fit, whether you're in a GT style seat, which is more of an upright seat, or if you're laying back into a prototype seat. There's going to be a different degree of Hans. There's going to be a different size.
So the reason I bring it up is I think it's important especially for people that want to get into racing, have not done it before, the newbies, if you will. They need advice from somebody like you. You can buy stuff online, get no advice, and maybe you don't have something that's even going to do what you think it's going to do for you. They need somebody like you.
No, absolutely. And the thing is that, especially for what I'll call an FHR device, which is like, what we call a Hans, is whether you're buying a $400 Hans or a $2,000 Hans, they're going to perform the exact same way. It's going to come down to materials, weight, and what you actually feel comfortable in.
Very important that you do everything you need to do and do it right when it comes to the safety for what you're wearing personally and what you have in your vehicle. Chris Emery, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Ralph.
From the Racer
Thank
Safety
you, sir.
Source.
Have a
We're
good
coming
weekend.
right back. Lots more to show you and tell you about from here at Lake Havasu. Stay with us.
It's orientation day. Welcome to the team.
Who wants to race?
I like this team. Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
Looking for a quick fix of motorsports news? The Speed Sport Daily is what you need. It's a free racing newsletter delivered directly to your email every day. We'll cover the winners and the losers and tell you who's making news off the track. It's NASCAR, NHRA, World of Outlaw, IndyCar, and so much more. Go to speedsport.com today and get signed up for America's free racing newsletter and get your daily motorsports fix. The Speed Sport Daily.
You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great off-road racing from America and around the globe. Woo-hoo-hoo! From Ultra 4 to rallies.
These guys are fighting for the lead.
It seems very aggressive.
Short course to desert race.
Great move there. He is so fast.
Whether on 2 wheels or 4, Speed Sport 1 has the off-road action you crave.
Look at that move. Jumps to the inside.
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network. Speed Sport is live from Legends of Havasu, presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Back with you once again here in the vendor village at Legends of Havasu. Ralph Shaheen and Ken Stout with you. The sun has finally settled over the mountains to our west here, Ken, and a beautiful evening now.
Beautiful shot. The fans have filed in here. Thousands of people in here enjoying a beautiful evening here in the vendors village, and a lot for them to see. And, of course, this is just all a kickoff party, if you will. We get after it come tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. They've had some testing out there today and pre-running, qualifying getting underway tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun going on all weekend here at Havasu. And, Havasu is well known for its racing. All kinds of racing has taken place in and around here. In fact, the lake itself is some 450 miles of shoreline, and nobody knows this lake and the racing here better than our buddy Dave Arnold.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Lake Havasu City, Arizona. We're here for Legends of Havasu. Well, this place is known for many great events over the years, the IGSBA World Finals. We have the Winter Blast Western Pyrotechnics Show. We've got the Relics and Rods. We've got Desert Storm. Well, we're taking this over here with the UTV takeovers. We got Formula boats. We got Ultra 4 USA going on. We got side-by-side barrel racing, sand drags, all kinds of cool stuff going here. But let's talk a little bit about the history of Lake Havasu City. Well, in the 1930s, they built the Parker Dam, which allowed Lake Havasu to fill up. Well, in 1934, Robert McCulloch was flying over Lake Havasu looking to place to test out his outboard motors for McCulloch Motors. Well, he found Lake Havasu. Well, he saw a lot of great things here, a lot of potential, a lot of great stuff could happen, a lot of fun. When there's water involved, there's fun involved. Well, he ended up wanting to develop this city. He got together with one of the guys that actually helped create Disney, as in Disneyland, and they started developing this area. Well, they needed a way to get across the water. They needed something cool, so they brought the London Bridge, which you can see over my shoulder, which is really cool. In 1971, they dedicated it there on October 10th, with roughly 80,000 Americans and British citizens coming over. They brought this thing over brick by brick, recreated it, numbered each one individually, and you can see the nostalgia of Lake Havasu City and the London Bridge. We also have the London Bridge Resort right behind us. We've got the village down here. A lot of cool stuff, but man, if you haven't been to Lake Havasu, you got to come out here and check it out.
You know, any day of the year, there's some roughly 50,000 people that call Lake Havasu City home year-round. But at the peak of the tourist season, there's close to 1 million people that will visit Lake Havasu and take in all the fun you can have around here.
My buddy Mark Schroeder lives here, former monster truck driver, and had the pleasure of going out on this with his boat, and the water and the canyons and the boulders and the mountains it's awe-inspiring. I mean, it is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
It is stunning. And you know what else is stunning is side-by-side racing.
Yes, very exciting as well. All-wheel drive, and they get after it.
Yeah, they sure do. And there's a lot of that going on in and around our Legends of Havasu this weekend. And for more on what you can expect to see with side-by-side racing, here's Erica Allreed.
A prominent name and face you know and love in the off-road and action sports community, Hubert, also known as Nitro Redneck Hubert. Hubert, there are a lot of different events going on here in Havasu for side-by-side enthusiasts like yourself. So can you give us a brief rundown of all that's taking place here this week?
I mean, basically, if you think of it, you can do it. We have barrel racing, we have short course time trial, we have power boats to watch. We have, I mean, the list is endless. We got bull riding you can go watch. We got guided trail rides, advanced or scenery. We've got a night ride with Project X. I mean, like, what could you not see or not do? It's all here. You have Ultra 4 you can go watch. I mean, if you're set up for it, you can go race it. I race a few times a year, and that's a hard race, so I'm gonna just do the trail rides and watch some really cool stuff.
There's definitely a lot going on here at Legends of Havasu, but what are you most looking forward to, the racing or the leisure events?
Myself, I really look forward to the leisure events because I'm a wide open person. I'm super busy Nitro Circus and building tracks and fixing broken things all the time, so it's fun just to take my own machine out and just cruise around and see the trails. I love the scenic views. I love riding in the mountains. I'm from the east. I don't get to ride in the desert very much, and back east, like a fast trail is like 30, 40 miles an hour. Here, you know, you can run 60, 70, 80 in the open washes. So I love doing that kind of stuff, but of course doing it in a safe way, you know, be aware of your surroundings, wear your helmets, all that kind of good stuff. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to watching races, watching the bull riding. Like bull riding on the beach. Like, where do you even see that at? Of course, concerts at night. You got Vendor Village and amazing foods and just great people everywhere.
There's definitely a lot going on here, like you said, but we look forward to watching you and participating with you in those events. Thanks, Hubert.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a good day.
Always great seeing Hubert when you come into these races. And you know what's so much fun about these off-road races, Ken, as opposed to a lot of the other events that you and I go to? You can actually come here and participate, as Hubert was talking about, the night ride with Project X. So many places you can go ride off in the hills and check things out and participate in.
Yeah, the side-by-side industry is the fastest-growing part of the off-road industry. I mean, it's absolutely on fire, and in large part because of that. So many people can go out, and so many people have gone out to buy a side-by-side, come out here and partake in the activities.
So we got a lot of great action coming your way. Let's show you what's coming up tomorrow, Friday, from here in the Legends of Havasu. Qualifying getting underway at 8 a.m. UTV action with all the classes around noon. And then the Everyman Challenge, the 3 classes competing there around 4. And the bull riding, old Pickle getting after it there at into the evening. Pickle Fort. And then the Brett Michaels concert tomorrow night. After that, we'll all be there having big fun, rocking out with our buddy Brett. It's going to be a great night, great day.
It's going to be a great weekend.
It is. What are you looking forward to the most?
I really love the F1 power. It's hard to pick one. I love the rodeo. I love the F1 power boats. I certainly love Ultra 4. So it's just going to be an action-packed weekend.
Yeah, don't forget you got a ride with Pickle Fork coming your way. All right, we're going to be on at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow. Be here all day from our desk. Saturday, 9:30 a.m. And then Sunday, that's the big race day for the F1 Powerboats. We'll be on the air live at 8:30 a.m. So tune in and join us. We'll have all the coverage for you from here at Legends of Havasu. For Ken Stout and our entire crew, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Thanks for joining us. Speed Sport live from Havasu, presented by Speed Sport and Toyota.
Line up Pickle Fork. I'm coming.